Hi and good evening. Welcome to, well, actually, it's still afternoon, so welcome to Club Mofu Live at 5. I am here by myself again tonight. Brooke's family is in town, so I am going to do the broadcast again, and then we'll keep adding new interviews as we go along. And also in Club Mofu, we'll be adding a separate community that you can join that is going to be super exciting for us because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, where people can actually go in and watch videos and talk to other people that are investing. And so it's going to be a really interactive community group. So watch for that. You'll get invited to that. So Club Mofu is a brainchild of mine. Came from an opportunity I had to be creative, and I wondered if you could invest in the stock market, buy stocks from companies that actually provide services to this new industry of cannabis and hemp. So, for example, Scott's Miracle Grow, or because you know of dirt. There's a company called that does bottling for a major amount of sorry about that. A major amount of companies, because things come in bottles. What about paper and plastic? So I put together a very successful group. It's its own club right now, operating in the Denver area, and we gather together every third Wednesday of the month. And we share our funds together. We pull them together, and we invest in companies that we actually, spend time studying about who they are, what they do, where they came from, who are their managers, who's on their board of directors, and so on. So we really do some extensive work as much as we can to determine the profitability of the company. The stocks can range that we buy anywhere from 60 cents to $110. So that's why tonight what I decided to do was share with you a little bit about, well, could I just take $50 of my own? I don't want to be part of your club. I just want to take $50 of my own, and I'm just going to start investing. I'm going to figure all the companies out by myself, and I'm going to do my own research on Google, and I'll just invest. So I thought, you know what? I get that that question asked all the time. So you absolutely can. Tonight, we're not going to talk about how to open your own trade, account it with a trade company. Like we use TD Ameritrade for a lot of reasons. You could use, there's a bunch of others out there, but I don't even know who they are. So we work with TD Ameritrade. And then when the community is formed, when we create this Club Mofu community of future stock investors, we're going to actually have some live training classes in there. So watch for that. But anyway, so tonight I'm going to talk about how you, in front of your own computer, can take your $50 and start buying stock in some of these companies that surround the industry. So I did I just picked some, I'm not a stockbroker, right? I have no experience in a stockbroker. No one in my club has it. We don't want it. We want, actually stockbrokers can't help you with this part of investing. So they turn their people over to us and say, here's a group where you can start figuring that out on your own, because they're not allowed to do it. Once it's legally, legalized, then that will all change, right? By then, my goal is to help make a whole bunch of you guys a lot of money. That's my goal. I want to make people find a way now to start creating that base and foundation of stocks so that they can, when this becomes a prohibition end, so they can be on that cutting edge and be in the business already and not wait for it to be legalized. So let's take a couple of items. So let's say you have $50. And don't forget, for every trade, no matter who you trade with, you're going to pay. So TD Ameritrade is $6.95 per transaction. So let's look at Dixie brand Dixie Brands. Dixie Brands trades on the New York Stock Exchange, and today they closed at 0.64 cents. So you could literally buy 25 shares. You have 50 bucks, right? You can buy 25 shares, and that will cost you $16 plus your $6.95, so that's $22.50. So you have some money left, right? You go, well, let's see, how about MedMan? MedMan, I personally don't invest in, but I know they're in the news a lot. So you've looked at their company, their board of directors, their last year's ups and downs, and you go, I like their products, I like their service, I like what people are saying. So you're going to buy 8 shares of those at $2 a share. That's how much they closed at today, plus your $6.95. So now you're at $22.95. So your total is, if I did my math right, which I'm not sure I did, so it's $22.50 plus $22.95, and $22.50 plus $22.95. So you spent $45.45. That's what you spent. So you have now 25 shares plus 8 shares. So you have 33 shares. You're in. You're in the market. You're now investing in companies, have bought stock in companies that actually are surrounding the industry of cannabis and hemp. Who is Dixie Brands and what kind of products? Who is MedMan and what kind of products? MedMan is products and also responsible for grows. That's kind of why we don't necessarily look at them, because we're interested in the, like I said, the ancillary products. So keep in mind, I'm not recommending these. I'm just telling you this is how it works. You find the company, you figure out how much you have to spend, you figure out how many stocks it is, plus your cost of the trade. It's not $66.95 per share. It's just one transaction. So if you buy 25 shares, you buy 100 shares, it's $6.95. So and so let's say you have $100. So now you have, let's say you want to invest in Pinterest. We did. If you want to know why, go to Pinterest. And you will see, easily type in the word cannabis and hemp and you'll find out why. So if you wanted to buy a couple of shares of those, they're trading at $33.81. So if you have $100, now you could buy 1 share of that plus your $6.95. So now you're in the game, right? Now you're going forward. So from there, what you try and do is either you'll keep adding to those, or you'll find new companies, and so that's kind of how the ball starts rolling. That's how it started for us. The difference is there were 8 of us in a room. We took our $50 and we put it together, and we had $400. Granted, I only had 1/8 of $400, but I got to buy more stock in different companies. So I actually own more than if I had my own 50 bucks. So that's the idea of a club. People love belonging to clubs. I don't think they're ready yet to pool their money unless they had their own club in their own neighborhood with their own friends, colleagues, and peeps. That's a club in itself. You could do that. I help you set that all up. And then you become part of the membership, so you get to hear about all the things everybody else is doing, what they're investing in, and so on. So that's the value of a club, is that you're linking arms with people you know, like, and trust to pool your money. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to teach you, because I am, on how to open your account, how to choose a company, and how to vet them. That's actually a series I'm working on, so stay tuned. That'll be announced. I'm going to do a webinar on October 3rd. I chose that date because it's my mom's birthday. So I am going to do a webinar in this private community group that you'll be able to join. And I'll teach you how to, steps 1, 2, and 3, how to open your own TD Ameritrade account, how to get started in that, how to fund that, and then how to find companies in there, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be a whole webinar, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's free, won't cost a thing. So anyway, well, this is 5:10, and I usually do 15 minutes. So I'm not sure I see any questions at this moment. But if there's anybody on Facebook that has a question, I can actually see it in here, I believe, and I'd be happy to answer it. So once the new community is established this week, then what we'll do is we'll go back out to our videos and into this page, which is Club Mofu's business page, and we'll put the new group in there and invite you to join. So you can actually start seeing some interaction and companies that we're looking at, have looked at. And then again, keep in mind, mark your calendar, October 3rd, there'll be a webinar on actually how to step-by-step. And so things are happening around here, and I'm really excited. We have a new club coming to Colorado Springs. If you know anybody there, they're going to be adding members to their club. And a perfect club is about, no less than 5, and they're ideally established when you have like 11 to 13 people, although they can grow to 15. Again, Club Mofu, when you buy your licensing agreement, we provide all the step-by-steps on how to start it, all the documentation you need, and so on. But that's a whole nother video. So anyway, no Pebbles tonight. You can see she's not around. She got in trouble. But one of the things I know for sure is that we are very much looking forward to more people joining us. And I hope you go out there with your $50 and start investing. And choosing some companies and getting started in this very exciting time, in this very exciting process. So anyway, that's all I have for tonight. And I look forward to many more conversations and some training. At Club Mofu, we like to, my goal is to empower people to feel good about being able to click that buy button and feel like they're in charge of their own destiny and their own future about in stock and in buying. I just think it empowers people, and it's so exciting. It is risky, but when you give your money to a stockbroker, it's risky too. So, I just think this will be another way people can then themselves be in charge of their own financial destiny and their own financial path going forward. So as I too get ready to retire, I find this an exciting time to be involved in the cannabis and hemp industry. This is my way of doing it. Next week, we are either going to have Mr. Whitaker talk about how to choose a company, or we're going to talk about the difference between a private equity investor and an actually publicly traded stock investor. So stay tuned every Tuesday night, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care, and thanks for joining me tonight. Have a good evening.